Hey, thanks.
You're welcome. You got any champagne?
Oh, sure. You'll find some in the big cooler back there. And I don't gotta pay no $4 either.
Set him up.
Oh, you don't want to call 911? You remember me, viejo? You remember.
Look like you grew some hair, man, since we last seen you.
Yeah, where's the rug? That's my money.
Take it, man. Take my life savings. Half of mine to get out there and burst it.
Now you only got half of mine. Let's go, hero.
What are you grinning at, huh?
Well, you know, it's only 4 of you guys. Get him, man! I'm gonna cut your fucking heart out! Well, come and cut my heart out. Mine's bigger than yours, right?
The story begins in 1983, with Los Angeles police detective Mason Storm conducting a covert surveillance operation at a pier late at night. He is working to collect evidence of widespread political and police corruption. Using a directional microphone and a video camera, Mason watches a meeting between a mafia boss, several corrupt police officers, and a rising politician named Vernon Trent. The group discusses an agreement where the mob provides loyalty in exchange for political protection. During the meeting, they mention a planned assassination of a senator intended to shift the balance of power within the state assembly. Mason manages to record a shadowy figure telling the others they can rely on his support, punctuated by the phrase, "and you can take that to the bank." While monitoring the feed, the audio signal flickers, forcing Mason to move closer to adjust his equipment. Someone in the group notices the movement and investigates the area. Mason is spotted and immediately sprints to his car to escape the scene. He manages to drive away before the group can intercept him. Before dawn, Mason contacts his partner and tells him about the recording. He also reaches out to his friend, Lieutenant O'Malley, to inform him that he has evidence of corruption and will be delivering the tape soon. Mason is unaware that 2 corrupt officers are monitoring his police radio transmission. Later that day, Mason stops at a convenience store to buy supplies, including champagne and a teddy bear for his son. Shortly after he enters, armed robbers storm the store and demand money from the register. After taking the cash, the robbers shoot the store clerk. They then turn their weapons toward Mason, assuming he is an ordinary civilian. Mason quickly defends himself and neutralizes the robbers using close-quarters combat. He then leaves the store and returns to his home to see his pregnant wife, Felicia, and his young son, Sonny. Before joining them, Mason hides the evidence tape in a small hole behind the kitchen wall. Soon after, a hit squad of corrupt policemen, including Jack Axel and Max Quintero, breaks into the house. They have orders to eliminate Mason and his family. Mason attempts to defend himself, but the attackers have the advantage. He is shot multiple times, and his wife is killed during the assault. But the attackers realize there is still one more person in the house. During the attack, Mason's young son, Sonny, manages to hide and eventually dives through a window to escape. He disappears into the neighborhood before the gunman can catch him. At the same time, Mason's partner is assassinated while sitting by his window. Emergency responders arrive and rush Mason to the hospital, where he is initially pronounced dead. However, a doctor informs Lieutenant O'Malley that Mason was revived but remains in a deep coma. To protect him from the corrupt officers who want him dead, O'Malley instructs the medical staff to report Mason as deceased. Mason's identity is hidden under a John Doe file, and his records are restricted and classified. Meanwhile, the corrupt officers frame Mason for the death of his wife, staging the scene to look like a murder-suicide. O'Malley quietly recovers the recording reel from Mason's jacket and keeps it hidden, realizing how dangerous the evidence is. 7 years pass while Mason remains in a vegetative state. During this time, Vernon Trent, the politician Mason recorded at the pier, becomes a powerful and influential U.S. senator. Mason eventually wakes up in the hospital, but he is physically weak and his muscles have atrophied. One of the nurses, Andy, makes a phone call to report that the patient has regained consciousness. This call is intercepted by the corrupt police officer, who alerts Senator Trent's team. They send Jack Axel, the same man who attacked Mason's home years earlier, to the hospital to finish the job and kill any witnesses. Mason realizes he is in danger when he sees the assassin. Despite his physical state, he manages to drag himself toward an elevator. After discovering that her colleagues have been killed, Andy decides to help Mason and assists him in escaping the hospital just as the assassin arrives. but Mason is still too weak to fight back against the people who destroyed his life. Needing a secure location for Mason to recover, Andy takes him to a friend's house located in a secluded mountain area. During his stay, Mason uses his knowledge of acupuncture, moxibustion, and various meditation techniques to gradually regain his physical strength and mobility. While training one day, Mason watches a political commercial on television for Senator Vernon Trent. The commercial ends with the senator saying, "And you can take that to the bank." Mason immediately recognizes the voice and the phrase from the corrupt meeting he recorded 7 years earlier. He now knows exactly who was responsible for the attack on his family. Mason eventually contacts Lieutenant O'Malley, who travels to the remote house to meet him. O'Malley brings weapons and provides Mason with critical information regarding his family. He reveals that Mason's son, Sonny, survived the shooting years ago. O'Malley has been raising the boy and keeping him safe by enrolling him in a private school under a different identity. However, Senator Trent's men managed to track Mason and Andy to the mountain retreat. They launch an attack on the house in an attempt to capture or kill them. Mason successfully defends the perimeter and manages to get himself and Andy out of the area safely before they can be caught. Later, Mason returns to his former family home, posing as a realtor to gain entry. He breaks through the plaster in the kitchen wall to retrieve the video camera and the evidence tape he hid before the original hit squad arrived. With the physical evidence in hand, Mason coordinates a meeting with O'Malley at a train station to finally reunite with his son. But the corrupt officers have already anticipated their move. Before Mason arrives at the train station, Senator Trent's corrupt officers reach the location first. Lieutenant O'Malley realizes they have been compromised and hands the evidence tape to Andy for safekeeping. He then orders Sonny to run, acting as a distraction to ensure the boy's safety. During the confrontation, O'Malley is shot in the chest and killed instantly by the corrupt officer. As Mason reaches the station, he does not find his friend alive, but he spots his son being chased by 2 of the men, including Max Quintero. Recognizing Max as one of the men who participated in the murder of his wife, Mason springs into action. Mason intercepts the pursuit and engages the officers in a violent struggle. He successfully puts down the thugs and kills Max, finally rescuing his son from the men who had been hunting him. After the immediate danger passes, Mason is briefly reunited with Sonny, but decides it is not yet safe. He leaves Sonny in Andy's care, promising that they will be together once he finishes his business with Senator Trent. Mason then arms himself and heads toward the senator's heavily guarded mansion to settle the score. But the senator is well protected by his own private security force. Mason arrives at Senator Trent's mansion and carefully moves inside to confront the people responsible for the attack 7 years ago. He navigates through the house and encounters the original hitman who killed his wife. Using a series of brutal strikes, Mason puts down the thugs one by one. In the billiard room, Mason faces off against Jack Axel, the corrupt officer who led the assault on his home. Following a physical struggle, Mason kills Axel by jamming a pool stick into his neck. After dealing with the primary assassin, Mason continues through the mansion to find the senator. Mason walks upstairs and confronts the senator's last security guard. He uses the man's own tie to strangle him before moving into the final room to find Vernon Trent. Mason holds the senator at gunpoint, expressing his desire for revenge after everything that was taken from him. Just before Mason can deliver a final blow or pull the trigger, the police arrive and storm the mansion. They order Mason to put down his weapon immediately. Mason initially refuses to lower his gun until the arriving officers order the formal arrest of the senator. Instead of taking Mason into custody, the police arrest Senator Trent based on the mounting evidence. With the threat finally over, Mason is reunited with Andy and his son, Sonny. As they walk away together, the evidence tape plays one last time, showing Trent stepping from the shadows years earlier and revealing his face to the camera.